That's cute.
It's adorable. We get along. We make it work. She has a lot of great ideas.
Does she?
Welcome. Is someone going to speak? Or
yeah, you're the guy who does
what is it? I thought you guys were doing some funny shit.
What happened?
I thought you guys were opening with some funny shit before
that's
I
what
get
you do.
into
You
it.
just like talk and then you pretend like it's not live and you don't
Yeah.
care because you're so fucking cool. And then you naturally go, "Welcome to Three Grandmas chatting about."
Well, yeah, I was waiting for you guys to have that conversation. You are having a conversation.
No, that's how it works. It's perfect timing, and this, it's like it's this. And like we were doing that, and now we're like this, right? And now we're doing one of these.
What are you doing, Frank?
Because it's supposed to be like a that, and like instead it's like a that, right? And so now I'm over here, and like I need to be with you.
Oh, we fucked it up so bad.
You want to start again? I mean, let's try it again from the top.
All right.
Welcome to the Three Grandmas podcast.
I'll stop the stream and I'll start it back up. Hold on.
No, don't do that.
This is part. There's nobody here. Like, is even Flame Princess here? I think Flame Princess is fucking done. Like, she's seen enough. She's seen enough content.
So,
yes.
It seems like we've made a decision that, like, over the next, I think, 6 weeks, like, we're going to be talking about our favorite films.
I believe that's what we come to. Yeah.
My favorite film is Nymphomaniac.
Is that the one you're picking?
No.
Oh my god,
that's just my joke, bro. Come on.
At least me and Tom are doing that.
It's gonna be the guy who directed Rosemary's Baby. What's his name again? He's really good. Have you heard of him? Polanski. Yeah, that's my guy.
Wow.
Is my audio low? Like, I feel like my audio was low yesterday. How's my audio?
Your audio is good today.
Get closer to the mic. All right, I'm sorry. Let's introduce the movie. I'm sorry, I'm being so silly. I'm such a silly Billy in the springtime.
I want time to introduce the movie. I mean, he's sitting in front of it, but
listen. I hope you guys.
Yeah, I'll review Exorcist if you guys want. Maybe Exorcist 2.
I don't know why he's talking over me. That was crazy.
It's time to speak. Prag.
I have a lot of plans for tonight. We are gonna talk about this movie, and it's gonna be a fun time.
You're not gonna like it because I'm gonna destroy this movie.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and JC right there. He has the Blu-ray version of that movie. I have the Blu-ray version also, and I have the 4K Blu-ray version.
The Tiger Load version.
I had to buy them both.
Where's your 4K, huh? Prove it.
It's in storage. It's in a box in the garage.
You know what's really funny is that I've just moved house, and I was so worried that because I'd packed all of my Blu-rays in a box, and I was so worried that I'd have to open the box and have to dig through, get them all out. No, this was at the very top.
First one.
This was the top movie.
It was a sign.
It was crazy.
Well, luckily for me, at least here in the States, when you buy a movie, a lot of times they give you like a digital download code.
Anything?
And you can just like attach it to whatever account. So mine is attached to my Apple account, so I was just able to still watch it that way.
Never,
Did your mom have to buy it for you?
No, I'm an adult. I bought it for my phone.
Okay, I was checking.
But Lou, this is a limited edition.
The cover,
cover of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I got it at Sanity, which was an Australian DVD store that I think is closed down now. So this is truly vintage
the cover
stuff.
They put on the 4K Blu-ray one, I think.
Is it this one?
I think so. It might be. Yeah.
I bet it doesn't say limited edition on it, though.
I don't think it does either. Yeah.
Because I also got this and the Cornetto trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Which, speaking of, we should probably talk about the director of this film, Edgar Wright.
Yes.
We've talked about many times, like, obviously there's been a lot of films like Kung Fu Hustle, et cetera, that have influenced Edgar Wright. And he's very good at visual storytelling, I think.
Yes.
Not just visual storytelling, but just like visual humor and visual gags and just just basically pushing all of the.
Were there any funny scenes in this movie?
There were a lot of funny scenes in this one.
I think there's a lot of funny scenes in this movie. But if you didn't find this movie funny,
come on, guys, you know I love
let us know right now.
You know I love this shit. Just let us down gently. Maybe I decide that I don't like the movie. Just have fun with you for an hour and a half.
Yeah. So, when did you guys see this movie the first time?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I saw it when it came out.
It's on it right now.
I saw it when it came out. What year did it come out? Let's talk about this movie.
2010.
Well, okay, 2010. And it had a long history as a comic, graphic novel,
graphic
right?
novel by Brian Lee O'Malley. Yeah. Okay. And I think I saw this like after it came out in like 2016, 2017 sort of time. Because this was a box office flop. It made barely any money. I'll actually bring up the box office numbers for this.
Yeah. I mean, it was always going to be a cult classic, though, right?
Yeah, and it was, and people kept talking about it after the fact, after it kind of got its DVD release, and I was like, I remember seeing like clips from it and being like, wow, that looks really cool. And then I watched it. And then I became obsessed with it for like a year or so, which I think a lot of young men do. Like this is kind of a movie that a lot of young men become obsessed with. I'm not just speaking for myself.
Toaster based his whole life on it. It's very Scott Pilgrim, bro.
It's very cute but pilled.
Cute bot pilled.
Yeah,
really. I'd love to hear why that is.
Yeah,
tell me about that.
Explain that.
I feel
it's
like
more hipster. It's more hipster than cute bot. I think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, like visually, and also just like the kind of themes that it touches on, like about
the K-pop anime intermingling.
Yeah, and the young, and just like I don't know, the manic pixie dream girl stereotype, which obviously.
Are we talking about Knives?
No, Ramona.
No, we're talking about Ramona Flowers, who is like one of the most well-known examples of that phenomenon.
She wasn't my favorite lady from the film, though.
No, she's probably my least favorite lady from the film, which I want to talk about because eventually, like, I want to talk about this movie, but then I want to talk about Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, which I think saves that character. But I want to talk about that later.
Okay.
Did you end up watching that, Prag, after I suggested it? Or?
I am halfway through it.
Okay.
And I am watching it, and I am enjoying it very much. And I kind of wished I watched it while I was watching the movie and like interspliced it because it's the same timeline. And it would be cool if you made a cut of this movie where you like interplayed because it's telling the same storyline in the beginning. It is the first beginning,
but then there's a part that
I know, but like if you edit it correctly, you could interwove it. I feel like
it's a completely different story. No,
and call it like flashbacks and forward flashes.
No, it's like an alternate reality.
So Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World had a budget of 60 to 85 million, and it made 51.7 million at the box office. It was a box office disaster, unfortunately, which is just sad. And I feel like it's before its time, before Edgar Wright was a real like household name like he is now. Like Baby Driver made big money when it dropped.
Well, yeah, and then Hot Fuzz was like he was just off that, and like people really didn't know who he was. They knew the film, but he didn't have a name to drop in so many theaters, and they probably just put it in too many theaters, right?
Yeah,
and like if they gave it a limited release and released it like to directly as much as possible, but not like direct to video because that always gets a fucking bad tag back in the old days too. I think this would have been perfect direct to Netflix, right? That was before that was really taking off, right?
Agreed.
But look at the cast, though. What a fucking
incredible cast. Yeah.
Michael Cera, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Kieran Culkin, Anna Kendrick, Brie Larson, Allison Pill, Aubrey Plaza, who is my favorite, and then Johnny Simmons.
Oscar winner Kieran Culkin.
I love Aubrey Plaza.
Oscar nominated and Emmy-winning Kieran Culkin is in this film, and
he's great in this.
There are a few MVPs in this film. I reckon there's about 3. And for me, the MVPs of this film are Kieran Culkin, Chris Evans, and Jason Schwartzman. I think Jason Schwartzman. I think he's fantastic.
I thought Anna Kendrick was really good in this.
For the few scenes she's in?
Yeah, of course. It doesn't matter how many scenes you're in. If you can steal a whole fucking movie with one scene, if you're really good. But I think she was really good. I'm not usually an Anna Kendrick head, but I just really enjoyed. Maybe that's how Anna Kendrick needs to be distributed. Not that I don't like her.
By Kieran, basically jump-started his character that he plays in every movie and whatever.
He's still right.
It's the same
right. He's in that show. What is the fucking show called? Inheritance or Succession?
Right?
Yeah, he's playing the same little
which
bit,
is fantastic. Yeah, by the way, he's unbelievable.
It's not a slight because I like this character because essentially that's what Brad Pitt has become over his last like 6 movies. He's the same character.
But Brad Pitt is so versatile. I think like he's one of my favorites.
He's playing the same character. He's playing the same character.
It's always Brad Pitt as Brad Pitt.
I don't agree. I don't agree
Buttons.
at all.
I think this last movies has been the same.
We'll talk about Brad Pitt another day. But
I thought Michael Cera was really good as the lead in this, and I thought he carried it. And he was like in shape, and he was like doing not all the stunts, but some parts of it to like And I love how they interwove the camera work to like you could barely tell where the stuntsmen began in the actors.
He also already played bass. Before they made this movie, like he already knew how to play bass. But the lead singer, I'm trying to remember that actor's name. Mark Webber. Yeah, he had to learn guitar for this film,
and I think
he'd never sung before.
Drums too.
Yeah, Alison Pill as well. Yeah, all of the music in this is arranged by Nigel Godrich, who's
from Radiohead. He produced OK Computer and Kid A and like most Radiohead records, and it's a phenomenal soundtrack.
Yeah, it's incredible. That opening song is like one of my favorite songs ever. Yeah. And I remember I'd go around to a bunch of like my music head friends and I'd send that song and I'd be like, can you find me a band that sounds like this? And they gave me some recommendations. Like obviously it's like a grungy garage rock sort of sound, but
power trio.
I've never heard of bands like bass guitar, or is it bass or electric? It's the bass, right? Sound that kind of gruff sound. Yeah, that Michael Cera did with this, and even his music doesn't sound like that.
Amplified bass. You can find out what kind of equipment they use to make that, right?
Yeah,
and then you can find other artists have used that sort of layout, and I'm sure it's been done a lot.
Also speaking of the music, I think the Brie Larson cover.
No, you're wrong.
No, the Brie Larson cover of Black Sheep is better than Metric's original. I think
crazy.
Her voice is incredible compared to the original. I don't agree.
I like it, but it's not as good as Metric's version.
I've listened to the original Metric one, and I don't think
I'm a fan of Metric. I love Metric.
I don't think it's as good as the one in this film.
Why don't you kiss?
That's crazy.
Why don't you kiss instead of fighting? Because that's what you really need.
Well, we're not going to fight now because you're going to hate what I say next and say
Don't you attack Ellen Wong? If you attack Ellen Wong, I'm leaving the show.
I love Ellen Wong. I think she's great.
I just want to make sure. That's my final. I have to hold Kevin for what you're going to say. Go ahead.
So for a while, this film was up there with one of my favorite movies, and rewatching it now, I find it quite tedious to get through. And I'm sorry to say, I feel like a part of it. I feel like a part of it is the structure of this film. I mean, it's basically an 8-act structure. Because there's obviously the intro, and then there's like 7 bosses he has to go through, and it just keeps going, and I feel like that works for like a graphic novel or a TV series like Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, but for a movie it makes it repetitive and hard to get through. I still love all the like inventive visuals. There's still scenes I love.
How long is this movie?
But I've seen this a lot of
1 hour 50 minutes.
Yeah,
153. Yeah, but it felt long to me. Like I felt like
epic. No, it wasn't long. It was epic. And the difference between an epic movie and a long movie is the pacing and the storyline. And I feel like they're doing but they're doing an 8-book comic series, right? I figure there's probably 8 books, and so you have to, because if they didn't include all of the plot in the comics, the fans would have gone fucking nuts. And at the end of the day, you have to make sure those people are happy because they're the ones who are buying the fucking 4K DVD box set, right?
Yeah.
And so there was like a section before Jason Schwartzman showed up that I thought there was a lull, right? I felt there was a lull, and there could have been something they could have done about that. But I was into the world building of it by that time, and I kind of cared about the characters, and I was interested in like Knives was having her little arc where she was becoming more self-fulfilled, and I just kind of allowed it.
Yeah, fair enough. But it's just something I noticed this time I was watching it, and
Stalker is a long film. This is an epic film.
Yeah, I mean, I was more invested in Stalker than I mean, I still like this film.
Oh!
It's just like I know, and especially after Scott Pilgrim takes off, which I think story wise and character wise is like Brian O'Malley, like basically
Hi Tracy,
basically maturing essentially, because what's his name? Scott Pilgrim is obviously like an author insert, and he's the worst. Like he's such an asshole. Like he's actually the worst.
The character? Are we talking about? Character stuff?
The character stuff. Like Michael Cera, I think is great as this character. I think he like embodies that character as it was written in the comic book.
He's really good. He's really good in this movie. This is his best performance.
I think Juno's his best performance, but I think
nope.
Oh, no, this is the
That's
end.
a good one too.
Oh,
no. You get full Michael. No, you get all of Michael's moves and moods in this one. Okay, don't hit me with Juno. Okay, please. It's too early in the evening for me to be hit with Juno.
You don't like Juno? You don't like Juno?
I do like it. No, because like just because I think this is his best performance doesn't mean I don't like Juno. And you're getting like,
but I find the character of Scott Pilgrim to be incredibly off-putting, and I think part of it is personal because I feel like I might have been a bit like that when I watched this movie for the first time.
He's an asshole.
What's that? No, he's awful, but I feel like he doesn't get the comeuppance that he deserves in the end. I feel like they just kind of like, you know, he apologizes and then that's it. Like he's good now. You know what I mean?
Where he comes back and he talks to Knives and Ramona and he goes, "So are we good here?" And it just glosses over.
Yeah.
Everything.
But that's being 22. That's being 22 years old, right? That's what.
But it's not enough for me. It's not enough for a character arc for me.
It's a real character, though. It's a real person, right? It's not so like he's not going to be the knight in shining armor at the end, right? Like I don't think that like. Yeah. But he's also like passive. Like he's a nice guy at the end. Like okay, there's a storyline where he's dating a 17-year-old, right? But he doesn't do anything, right? Like they're holding hands.
Such a wimp, bro. Like she's fallen in love with him.
Very young, and she very young.
He has so much power over her.
But that's a real thing that happens, though, right? There's a real thing that happens. Like guys who are in their fucking college years who couldn't make it with college ladies, they go down to the high school level. Yeah, and it's sad, but it's a real thing, and like it's not supposed to be a moral story.
That scene when all the kids are leaving the school and they're like just standing there with Wallace. Yeah, and she's like, "I can tell you which friends of mine are gay," and I'm like, "Ugh, no, it's so uncomfortable."
I mean, it's 2010 too, right? And it was probably written in when did he write this comic? Probably in 2000s.
Yeah,
right. I don't know how old the comic was compared to when they made the movie, but it was written from a time and place.
Well,
right?
He said the comic was written pretty much in tandem with the movie. Like the first,
okay,
yeah. So basically, when they'd written the script for this movie, the 5 of the books had been written, but the 6th one wasn't. So Brian O'Malley basically gave like him notes, but they didn't have the final book to go off of when
like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so basically Edgar Wright came up with the ending himself. And it's and initially Edgar Wright was going to have Scott end up with knives instead of.
Should have.
At 17? Is she still 17 in this scenario?
Yes, that was going to be the original ending. But the book came out. And he ends up with Ramona in the book. And so we changed the ending. To
fan service.
He ends up with exactly. I don't think either ending is good. I think Scott Pilgrim should end up with no one, and he should work on himself for like 2 years. And then go out with someone once he's like stable, and but I think that would be the better ending for me personally. And that's basically what happens in Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. Like there's a lot that happens in it. But my biggest problem with this movie, and I had the same problem with the comic book, is the character Ramona Flowers. I think she's probably one of my least favorite characters.
She's not charismatic enough for me to pull. She doesn't pull off. Like you're gonna have to be very charismatic to be like being seen as the most attractive person in the show. Like she's supposed to be the most compelling person. Like people go out of their way to like, you know, and to me doesn't do it for me. But that's
she's
okay.
like she's surface level, sort of like very like, you know, at arm's distance away from you. I've met people that are exactly like her, and they're very charismatic. They're just you know, they're very detached and they're very upfront about everything. And but I find like her relationship to everyone just very. I don't want to.
What is the relationship? Like, it feels like she's outside of the thing, and she's like looking over it.
I don't like.
Feel like she's in the group.
No, and I don't like the fact that she, like, in the end, the reason why she's like staying with Gideon is because she has like a microchip on her neck. Are you kidding? Like, that's what we're doing with that character. That's not in the book. No. Yeah. But like, I just
it's like an easy way to like clean it up and say like, why does she see him? Well, it's like brainwashed because he's powerful and he's a little older. Like, but you need more. Like, there has to be a storyline to like support that. And this was a long movie. They could have added a fucking 15-minute section that explored the good parts of him that made him compelling to her.
But I don't understand why she is into him at all. Like,
she's a scenester. She's popular because she's popular. He's popular.
Why is she into Scott Pilgrim? I mean, no. Why is she into Scott Pilgrim? Yeah. I don't get that at all.
Because he's like the Rizzler. Scott goes around rizzing everybody.
What Riz does he have? She doesn't even like the
it's this weird. It's this weird Ironica Riz that came out in 2010, where like you could be like that kind of character, and there's like a you're not aggressive and like you're non-threatening. It's a non-threatening cute boy Riz. It's like, like nothing bad's gonna happen if I go out with this guy, and like you're right.
I just feel like
so they benefit from that. Right? This is a move.
To me, she feels like an accessory to Scott, and that's all. And and the way I just like don't like when they go into her like backstory and they show how much of a piece of shit she was to these guys. Like, no wonder they created a league of evil exes. Yeah, she was awful. But then the Scott Pilgrim takes off, and I'm going to keep going back to Scott Pilgrim takes off because it really, to me, feels like Brian O'Malley coming to terms with what he'd written and writing something better. To me, that's how it feels to me. And she, you know, in that story, Scott gets his comeuppance. Ramona, she's a way more complex character to me. Like the way she like confronts like all the hurt that she's caused people in her past and everything. It just doesn't work in the movie. Like, I feel like she's just like a really one-note character compared to that TV.
She doesn't say much in this movie. She just has like 4 or 5 fucking like words. She doesn't like really have a lot of exposition. She just kind of like responds and reacts.
And I'm sorry that I've been shitting on this movie so much. But those are the things I wanted to get out. But
he's crying. Look at him. He's trying to hold it back.
But besides from that, I think this film like is really solid. The action is incredible. I think a lot of the jokes land for me. I love like both the visual humor and just like I like some of the editing. Like when Knives walks into the room, she sees Kim is like, "You're Kim." He's like, "Yes." And he's like, "You play the drums," and then it zooms out, and she's like sitting on the drums. Yes. There's so much good stuff like that.
Like the bar when the Kieran Culkin's like turning Scott's sister's boyfriend. Like, he's just like
everyone's looking at Scott, and then he stares at the boyfriend.
They're making out at the end, and she's like, "Not again."
Yeah.
It's funny.
The scene where he's like drunk and he like passes out on the bed and and then the sister calls and she's like, "Who called you?" "Wallace." He's not even conscious.
Like, how do you do that?
The phone's open in his hand.
It's like, how do you do that? It's like as soon as anything, he just like re-delivers the information.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that there's no parents in this movie too, like Peanuts. Right? You never see the other world, right? It's all the kids' world. It's almost like, you know, they're adults, but so you can tell adult stories, but they're really kids, right? You know, they're barely out of high school. And it's like, that's a cool thing that they do. I'm sorry, Tom.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tom.
I wasn't saying anything.
I thought you were. This is your movie.
I remember what I was saying.
This is your movie.
I tried to watch this. This is my favorite movie of all time. So I tried to watch it as kind of separated from that.
Objectively,
it's not Tron Legacy.
And no. By the way, the trailer came out for the new Tron.
Pretty sick.
Oh, we got to show it. We're gonna have to review that day one.
They showed fucking what's his name in it?
Jared Leto.
Who?
Jared Leto, and I was like,
not Leto, bro. Leto is always the fucking death.
He used to
be.
He used to be.
I thought I heard.
Wanted to like Jared Leto. I never did.
I'm pretty excited about that.
What's that? Go ahead. 9 Inch Nails.
Are they gonna have that fucking weird hologram bullshit again? It's gotta be better now. It's gotta look a lot better.
The issue is
she in it?
The movie's directed by the same guy that did Pirates of the Caribbean 5.
Oh god. Okay, and then who is the same lady playing the fucking robot?
No, it's there's another lady, Greta Lee, who's fantastic. She was really good in Past Lives, but go ahead, Time.
So I tried to watch this movie objectively, and one of the things that I kind of wanted to kind of see was about the pacing. So I'm glad you brought that up. And I thought it was paced excellently. I didn't. Hold on, my cat's stuck. Oh my god!
Is it MJ?
No,
because that's something we're going to disagree on.
Don't hurt that one. Be careful.
I think it's
if
two
it was
lead
MJ,
characters.
Just knock her out of the way with your foot.
I think it's two lead characters and its pacing are my two biggest gripes with Scott Pilgrim.
You know what this movie should go with? Speed Racer. Because it has almost the same, like if I'm at a dinner and they served me this movie with Speed Racer, I think that would complement one another as a double feature.
Speed Racer is a great paced movie.
That's a long ass movie.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a 3-hour movie or something?
I don't know if it's 3 hours long.
I felt like, awesome. Maybe I saw the director's cut and it was like so fucking huge. I have to see that movie again, especially in 4K. Like with the right, like I feel like
did they release
it for seconds? I want to see that movie. Why doesn't somebody pick that movie?
Why don't you pick it?
Because I have to watch The Exorcist because you guys are having a fucking event.
Yeah, you're right.
So go watch Exorcist 3. Maybe Exorcist 3. Go ahead.
Objectively, I think this movie is perfect. I think everything about it, I just love. I think the casting is top notch. I don't think anyone's miscast. The music is fantastic. There's 2 separate soundtracks, and I think they're both amazing. There's the
score.
There's the original score, which has a lot of 8-bit versions of things, which I is fantastic. And then there's the actual musical score songs on there that I like too. So I really liked. I guess the pacing. There was a little bit of a lull. I think when the whole after they fight.
Katsunagi twins?
Was it Katsunagi? Yeah, no, was it? No. It was. I think it was after he fights Roxy.
Oh yeah,
I think it's like
and they go to the cafe.
Yeah. So there's a couple of lulls in the movie, but they're saved because they're placed right there where he basically goes back home, and Wallace is there.
Wallace is the king.
It saves any type of lull it could have.
Also, I need you to move out.
Are we going to talk about Chris Pine? Like Lance is trying to become
Pine
Chris
is not
Pine.
In this movie at all.
What do you mean he's trying to become Chris Pine?
Who's that actor? Who plays
Chris Evans?
Chris Evans. I'm sorry.
Chris Evans. He looks just like Lance in
right. Lance is modeling all of his looks after him. I feel like he saw this movie and he's like, I'm going to be Chris Evans. I'm sorry, I called you Chris Pine, Chris Evans. All you fucking Chris's are the same.
Chris Pine's
they're all the same shit, bro. I'd rather see Chris Farley play that ad.
So I was trying to remember why I watched this movie initially because I didn't know about the comics. I don't remember seeing a trailer for it and going, "Holy shit, I gotta watch this."
Yeah,
I wasn't into hipster stuff, so
you are a little hipster though.
What
you are.
drew me to this, and then I think when I was watching the movie, I kind of realized, I think I saw it was by the guy who did Shaun of the Dead, and I was like, okay, well, I like that movie, cool. But I think the biggest thing was I was a big fan of Michael Cera. And because he was in Arrested Development, and that's one of the greatest
Arrested Development
fan. Yeah. Like, would you show up to Michael Cera's hotel if he was in town and like meet him in the lobby?
Is one of the greatest comedy
sitcoms,
ever,
of all time,
ever created.
I agree.
Okay.
And I'm a huge fan of him.
What other Michael Cera films do you like?
So
did you see the one of the caveman movie?
Ignore you. So
No, I want to know.
I really what? Yeah,
the
Year One.
Caveman
I did see that
movie.
movie. Yeah.
Did you like it?
Year One was funny. I'm one of the
okay.
few people that like Year One.
It's okay.
I thought it was funny. Back in the day, I haven't seen it in ages, but
I
Year One
saw
was funny.
Juno, and I don't remember any of that movie, but I remember seeing
I'm
it.
gonna have to pick Juno.
That was a good one. Juno's a good one. And then he was in that movie where they have the exploding. He has a mustache in it, and it's always like he's like a good kid, but like he has a secret.
Yeah,
what was that movie? That movie was great. That was really good.
I don't know.
So
what
you really don't
about.
like Michael Cera as much as you say, because like Michael Cera heads know that movie.
I don't understand. Okay, so when we talk about movies, I don't press.
You can be a fan of something
and critique
off
every
of
single
one
thing that
project, right?
that you say.
Not if you're a Michael Cera head.
You can watch Arrested Development and be a fan of Michael Cera off the bat. I was a fan of Jason Bateman.
But I would say I like Michael Cera. I wouldn't say I'm a Michael Cera super fan.
I would say super fan.
Youth and Revolt 2009. This is the one. Youth and Revolt. That's a good one. And then This Is the End is good, and he's in Barbie. He's good in that.
Barbie's good.
He's in Juno. He's in Superbad, which was awesome. So like Michael Cera's out here. He's doing it. We love him.
I also feel bad for Brandon Routh, who's in this. He's I
love Brandon Routh.
He was Superman, and then he was in this, and basically nothing else after that until he showed up on the CW
Maybe
show.
He became a doctor or something else. Maybe like he was one of those like NFL players that you hear like, oh, he's going to be a surgeon now, but he retire.
The recurring vegan joke and how vegans are just better than everyone else. They have vegan powers. They go to vegan academy was the funniest running joke in this movie, especially when they like break through
that joke.
What's that?
The Beef Council paid to have that joke inserted.
The Beef Council,
big beef. Big beef.
The vegan police with a cameo from Thomas Jane as well.
Thomas Jane, yeah.
Thomas Jane, yeah, he comes in. Stop, vegan police! Smoking eggs, bitch.
There are multiple people in this show, or in this movie that were in Arrested Development also. So I like that.
Boy.
Like, Tom Jane was in it. The girl that plays Roxy, she's in it. And obviously Michael Cera. I like Chris Evans. What?
Mae Whitman. She's great.
She was in Arrested Development also.
Oh yes, she was.
She was Anne.
That's right.
Well, David Cross wasn't in this movie. Why wasn't David Cross in it?
She was his like girlfriend, fake girlfriend sort of thing. Yeah.
Would you paint yourself blue like David Cross did in Arrested Development for a show? I would love to see that.
Blue myself?
Yeah, blue yourself. That would be so funny, bro. Bro, if you popped up all blued, like people would fucking die.
See, now you got me thinking of Arrested Development, and the jokes in that are so fucking funny.
I love Arrested Development. You don't think I like Arrested Development, bro?
It's great.
You don't think I like Arrested Development, man?
So yeah, I saw the movie and I immediately fell in love with it because I thought it was mind blowing. You have this crazy story about this guy who has to fight to secure this love for this girl that he just met 2 days before, and all these guys are fighting him. They're fighting him in different styles.
Did you see the movies?
The battles.
What? It's very
in the cinema. Did you see it in the movies when you first saw it?
Yeah, I saw it like within the first week it came out, I think.
Oh shit!
And then. So get back to that real quick.
One of the
with you?
5 people.
Did Flame watch it with you?
Yeah. No, it was packed. First time I was packed.
Was Flame with you?
I just fucking answered you. I said yes.
Okay. What did she have? Did she like to have popcorn? Did you guys share a soda? Or like, what do you guys like to get? Did you have snacks?
Why do you have to ask so many
right,
because I need to put
myself
myself in
the movie right now.
No. Continue, Ty, please. I want to hear what you say. This is your passion.
It was until you fucking drained me of my passion.
Flame, tell me what you had.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up. Can I have 2 seconds, please?
Go time, please.
Yes. I'm gonna mute myself.
Thank you.
I'm gonna mute myself. Go ahead.
You. I know what I was fucking saying now. I saw the movie. Whatever. The fact that the fight scenes were all different, I absolutely loved. There's a fucking bass battle. That's awesome.
It's a bass battle, yeah.
In the first battle, he fights Matthew Patel, and then it's like he starts singing like a Bollywood actor, and it was so fucking cool.
And then there's goth like vampire chicks.
Yeah, which makes no sense, but it also makes sense.
Because he's a pirate.
Yeah, pirates are in. Pirates are always in. And then there's the battle of the bands. Like everything was so unique. I'd never seen a movie like this. I loved it. I immediately went out and saw it like 4 more times that summer.
So you're
What?
You're the box office.
Yeah,
How much did you spend to watch this movie? Really? I've never done that in my life. Have you done that for other films?
No.
Okay.
This is the only.
That's awesome, bro. I wish something would move me like that. I wish something would make me go
4 or
crazy.
5 times. No, but I saw Tron Legacy twice in theaters, I think.
Okay.
And like maybe something else I might have seen like twice. But yeah, I took Flame to see it like 3 times, and then I saw it with like a random friend, like the 4th time, whatever. But yeah,
does Flame love this movie?
She does, and
okay. But she's not here
because I was like, hey,
right? Because like I'm checking and like she's not even here. No, she's not, because I can see she's not. I'm trying to add her and she's not in the chat
because she hasn't said anything yet. She has to say something first.
This 50.
I mean, she said something.
Million.
She dipped. I don't think she likes the movie. I don't think she wants to see it again.
Maybe not. Okay.
This 51 million box office. How much of it was you, Time?
At least 10%. At least
you spent $100 on this movie, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
At the theater where they're like, "Oh shit, this guy." Did you like go
no,
to the
no.
Mom, I'll be back the fourth time, like the fourth time, right? You're like, "Hey, what's up, bro?"
Hold on. I only paid the first time because my cousin, she worked at the movie theaters, and she was like, "Let me know if you want to come see the movie, and I'll get you in." And like,
would you
whatever
pay?
movie, as long as it's not whatever, and I wouldn't.
You wouldn't have seen it that many times if you had to pay every time, though, right?
Yeah,
is that what you're telling us?
I would have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to ask a question because a lot of people distinguish the two. Is this so? This is your favorite film of all time. Is it also the best film you've ever seen as well, or do you distinguish the two?
Oh, that's a good distinction. I'd really have to sit and think about that.
Yeah,
because
for me, they're one and the same. Yeah. Like
I hate to
one
say
and the same
is the
for me.
best of anything. I hate to say
I do. Like I think like Her for me.
I understand the distinction. Yeah, I get that.
Her is the best movie ever made.
I think
and
so.
It's favorite of all time. So both.
And it's my favorite movie of all time. Yeah. But it's also just really personal to me. There's
it's better than 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think so.
Better than Citizen Kane.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
But it's also just really personal to me.
I'll allow it.
It's both. I just think it's like one of the best written films of all time. But we'll talk about it when we watch it.
She's back.
But yeah, I just wanted to ask you, like, does this film hit you hard, or is there films that hit you harder than this film? Do you feel like
hit me harder in like which way?
He saw it 5 times,
like emotionally and viscerally, and
this man take you to the movies 4 times to see the same movie. Flame.
I mean, this movie does make me cry. Like Toy Story 4 makes me fucking cry.
What?
Yeah. But like,
which part of Toy Story 4 makes you cry?
Which
at the end when they're in the furnace and they're about to fucking die?
That's 3. That's 3.
Oh, 3. That's 3. 3. Yeah. That's so fucking sad.
Yeah.
Did you really cry? I remember crying during E.T. when I was a little kid.
I've seen it 3 times, and I think I cried like the first
oh my God,
times.
A2C Killa's here.
A2C, what's up, dude?
I miss you. We were talking about talking to you later, A2C Killa. I miss you. I want to work with you.
But this feels like really personal to you. Is that kind of what I'm getting to from it?
What was it? Like it made you remind you of young love, and because it's like light and it's like there's like nothing too serious. No one's gonna die in this, or like what was the thing that like got you?
It really hits on those parts where it's like you want something so bad that you'll fight for it, you know, like that, and like how you just like you as a young man, a young rapscallion, you have these scenarios in your head. You're like, well, I would do this and I would do that, and I feel like I'm this big type of person, like I'm the superhero, or I'm the hero in my own story.
Yeah,
you have that thing, that syndrome,
and
whatever you call it.
And obviously, it came out like
Hero's Journey.
It kind of blew you away with like just like what they did with just visually. Like this movie is like super just. I want to say
who Joseph Campbell is? Do you know who Joseph Campbell is?
Like
you guys know?
Yeah, I know who Joseph Campbell is.
He talks about the hero's journey.
The hero's
you
journey.
might respond to that. You might enjoy that.
Is it Hero of 1,000 Faces? Is that what he wrote?
Yep, that's his book.
Yeah. Basically, he basically says that you can write any story like with that guideline. and it like, or a good story essentially.
Well, he's just noting like all of the hero stories throughout history have the same pattern, like virgin birth, right? Like son of
That's
a god.
That's not necessary, but yeah, it's
like
a pattern.
Theseus and Perseus and Jesus all have the same story arc, and he's like pointing that out. But he's also pointing out like we still use that to this day when we make narratives, right? Like certain portions of, you have to go through a journey, you have to fail, you have to have tribulation, you have to go through the wilderness. Certain things have to happen to be considered a hero in like Western culture, right? And these are the trademarks.
What I like about this movie, more than anything, is I think it speaks to how I mean, I guess it could be anyone, but I feel like it's more of a guy thing where, like I said, you are your own hero in your story, but just like all these scenarios that you imagine in your head and all these things that you put yourself through to prove that you are going to overcome this and that, you don't learn anything.
Yeah.
You know, you essentially, you know, like you argue about Scott Pilgrim not getting his comeuppance. In real life, that would happen. But in your own head, you don't think about that stuff because at the end of the day, you're going to get the girl. You know what I mean? So like in that aspect, that's what I like most about this movie. The fact that it's such a mythical daydream to where you're just going to feel what you want yourself to feel. And you might have these little obstacles here and there that you put on yourself. But for the most part, even though you're kind of the villain, you're really not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like people are complicated, and people make a lot of mistakes, and they go through phases of their lives where they are the arsehole. They are, and like it's a learning journey getting through that.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, he is only 22.
Yep.
I feel like I at a time in my life, I was very much like this character. And I'm glad
you were
I'm
like
not
Knives,
anymore.
JC. You were never like Scott. You were always like Knives.
Why was I like Knives? What are you talking about?
Yourself as the hero.
What do you mean?
We all have a story where we're the hero.
Well, I don't think he is a hero. Like I don't think he's presented as
it's
a hero.
It's called Scott Pilgrim versus the World, JC.
Yeah, he's a protagonist. He's a protagonist.
Okay. Is he an anti-hero? Is he an anti-hero, do you think?
Yeah, I'd put it.
Is he a villain though? Like I don't think like he's kind of like.
I think he's a villain. Yeah.
Why is he a villain though? Like because because he's dating.
I feel like he's so flippant with people's feelings in his life. Like he's completely like he basically trivializes all of the people in his life's feelings, including Knives, Ramona.
Narcissist.
Yeah, he's a narcissist.
He's the hero. He's the center of attention. He's like the lead character in his own mind, right?
Yeah. Things are very black and white for him. You know, and there's a lot of gray areas that he just doesn't want to confront, I think.
Yeah. So how many episodes in of Scott Pilgrim Takes Off are you, Prag? It's 6
How many total episodes are there?
I think it's 6.
I'm like right after the first one and like middle of the second.
So has it become like, I'm pretty sure the end of the first episode is where it becomes Ramona's story instead of Scott's, right?
It's starting like I don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah. Okay, well, I can't really talk to you about it then. I won't bring it up.
You can talk to it. No, speak on it, JC. I don't worry about spoilers because I'm going to see something in there that like you can't spoil. So like talk about it. We're here to do the review, and it's not my fault. It's not your fault or my fault. So like speak on it. Don't worry.
To be fair, it has been a long time since I've seen it. I watched it like 2 years ago when it came out. But from what I remember being really impressed with just how like emotionally connected it is and like intelligent it was. I remember I don't know if you were trolling me or that you didn't like it for some reason. Would you be able to speak on that and tell me why?
I don't like female-led projects.
Okay, here we go.
Oh boy!
What do you mean? Here we go. What do you mean?
Are we going to talk about Ghostbusters remake again? I mean, come on.
We always talk about that.
The show fixes one of the worst characters in the movie.
It doesn't need to be fixed.
It really does. Like she's
she's
partly the center of the film.
I was really excited to watch it because
she's kind of boring.
Like, all the original voices came back, or the actors came back to voice the animated movie, or I'm sorry, TV show. So I watched the first episode, and then I got to the ending, and I was like, "What are we doing here? What the fuck is this?" So
we're doing a different thing. We're not
like
doing
an alternate version. It's just like a different comic artist. Like you see Spider-Man through the years, they tell the same story 37 times, but with different artists and different storytellers, right?
Right.
It's like Robin Hood or King Arthur. But they're trying to canonize it.
It's not just that. It kind of reminds me of like Back to the Future Part 2. It's like it recontextualizes the original story in a better way for me. In my
and the art is awesome. I think the best part is how beautiful the artwork is. The animation.
It's very much Brian Lee O'Malley's.
I was under the impression that it was we're essentially getting the books completely translated to animated style, or sorry, that's what I thought. So when I watched it, I saw that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, before he released it, Brian did like make public statements and say, "This is not the books."
I didn't see any of that.
Okay. There was a lot of.
This was your favorite movie. No, stop the interview. I thought you said this was your favorite movie. You saw it 5 times. You took Flame to see it 4 times. It's not her favorite movie. It's yours. And like you don't know about the press release.
It just to me it felt like Brian O'Malley like was kind of showing how much
you haven't read the books.
Like
I've
how
read,
much
read
he
part of the books. I've read them all.
Like changed and matured. Hold on. So it felt to me like Brian O'Malley, like how much he changed and matured as an adult and as a writer as well. Because I feel like the characters in that show are just like so much deeper and so much.
What else has he written?
Let me have a look.
Another book called Seconds.
That's right.
What's his name? Brian
Lee O'Malley.
Brian Lee.
Seconds. That's right.
Yeah, it was alright.
I've heard it's good. But Scott Pilgrim is obviously his baby.
Yeah, I think he wrote one before Scott Pilgrim, but I can't remember what it's called.
Jesus Christ, he wrote this in 2010 and he took a long time off after that. I guess he's just chilling, right?
Yeah. Snot Girl. That's the other thing he did.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I've also heard is really good. It's got his art as well. But yeah, so that's kind of what that TV series felt to me. It felt like a response to, or filling in the kind of emotional gaps that the movie missed. Or not the movie, but his comic book series missed, which is very similar to the movie.
Well, I do want to go back and watch it because Prag didn't understand what we're talking about. Because we're not talking about the movie, we're talking about the TV show.
Yeah. So, but Ramona's such a.
Didn't you just misremember a whole movie that JC had to correct you on 25 minutes ago?
What are you talking about?
What did you just correct time on something? I thought you did.
No, about the press release.
I'll have to review. No, before that there was some other thing. I don't know. I'll look at the.
Yeah, so the press release wasn't in relation to the TV show.
Yeah.
So I thought that was what the translation was going to be like, direct 1-to-1, and then you get to the ending and you're like, this isn't how the book ends. Like, what the fuck? So I was like, are they going to change everything? I didn't know it was like an alternate retelling of the thing, so I just never watched the rest of it.
No. Oh wait, you didn't finish it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
I was like, damn it.
You should finish it. Like what they do with Ramona as a character, they make her so much more fascinating.
Yeah.
And they just like dive so much deeper into her history and everything. It's
if
great.
They made an animated Exorcist, you bet your fucking bottom dollar I'd watch the whole thing.
You know they made a TV series of
when
The
something's
Exorcist.
Your favorite movie, that's what it means to you.
Have you seen The Exorcist TV
favorite
series?
movie? It's not my favorite TV show.
Have you seen The Exorcist TV series, Pragpro?
I have.
Oh, you have? I've heard it's good.
Season 2 is fire.
I've heard it's good.
They do a weird island thing, and like it was not bad. It was not. I actually watched it. I thought it was going to be so bad, like the Terminator fucking shows that they did on Fox. Yeah.
I still have the only. I haven't seen the show, but I also haven't seen. Cool. I also haven't seen Rennie Harlan and Paul Schrader's like basically
I haven't
it's the same
seen it.
movie. Yeah, the beginning. I've heard it's bad.
The only good
But-
ones are Exorcist 1 and Exorcist 3, and everything else you can skip.
But didn't there?
2 is just like, I like it, but it's a weirdo film. It's mostly about MRIs. Like, there's no scary scenes. It's just very psychological and uncomfortable. And it's like a lot of like.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it for sure. Yeah.
Go ahead, Tommy.
Didn't they recently make an Exorcist movie where there's 2 kids or something?
Yes, it was.
That's a TV show. I think
No.
that's the TV show.
It's
Oh,
the new movie, Exorcist Believer.
Oh, the new one? I haven't seen it.
It
Like,
was
I know that. I heard it was terrible.
It was
and
terrible.
It's so gross when they make a good thing bad.
Which sucks because I like David Gordon Green. I think he's an interesting director. He makes I liked his Halloween remake, and I like the third in that series as well. Halloween Ends, but Halloween Kills is just awful. He's just like, it feels like he's on off with his.
They should give it to a Japanese director and let them do it through another context and like make a fucking banger and like, I'll help you. Call me. I'll help you make Exorcist 4, and it's gonna fucking be so
Mike
good.
Flanagan is making the next Exorcist movie.
If you let me make the next Exorcist, it's gonna be a nominee for an Oscar.
Is Mike
I promise
Flanagan
you,
going to learn how to write a good story?
Who?
Are we
Flanagan.
shitting on Mike Flanagan now? Why? Why do you hate everything good, Time? What is going on?
The Netflix series he did?
He did so many Netflix series. Midnight Club.
Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass.
That
House
was fucking awful. That's
House of Usher.
so bad.
Haunting of Hill
House
House.
of Usher's, that's supposed to be good. House of
Hill
Hill House
House
is supposed to be really good.
Flame
Why
watched
not?
House of Usher, and like
It's
I
too
kind of like.
scary for Flame. She's a princess. She
I've
doesn't
heard
get
Midnight
scared.
Mass is good as well.
I thought that was so boring.
Don't let
Okay.
Flame get scared.
House of Usher. It came out around the same time, like I guess Usher was accused of something, so I thought it was about him.
That would be awesome.
So I was
They should
so
make that.
confused
Make
with
the
just
sequel.
watching it.
Do you
and I'm
know,
like,
you know
this
the
is a
reason
TV show.
why? Do you know the reason why you thought that? Is because
Why?
around the same time, also Armie Hammer got his accusations, and there was a documentary called "The House of Armie Hammer."
Oh my
or
god!
The House of
that's
Armie
why,
Hammer.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
yeah. I thought the exact same thing when
I was like, "What are you watching?" She's like, "House of Usher," and I go, "Oh, they made a documentary about him already."
Oh no!
And I was like, "Who are
The
these
scariest thing in
people?
that house is MJ.
In my house?"
Yeah, MJ scratched Flame in the face.
I feel
And
like
you
I
don't-
should.
Oh, you're laughing.
I feel like I
That's
should get
crazy.
rid of this. My brother
What's
gave
that?
this to me.
What is
It's
that?
it's Usher's OMG. It's a keychain. My brother gave this to me.
He's fine.
I feel like I should get
sell
rid
that
of
on
it,
eBay.
right?
Sell it on
What he was
eBay, bro.
accused of? I don't remember that.
Well, he was at all of the Diddy parties.
Oh, okay.
So
I mean, as one
I
does.
think
Who
he's
amongst
in
us wasn't at the Diddy parties?
I mean, I went to like 7 Diddy parties.
Okay. Did you see anything weird, Prag? Or
Yeah,
tell
I
us
went
about
to a
that.
fucking Diddy party.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I'll tell Kevin.
So, as long as we're highlighting all the various things in the Scott Pilgrim universe, one thing I loved about it, outside of the movie, was the video game. I don't know if you guys played the video game.
It's a beat 'em up, right? It's like a side
side-scrolling,
scroller.
yeah, beat 'em up, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't played it, but I've heard it's really good. Like solid.
It's
Who made it?
I actually don't remember who made it.
I can look that up right now.
Yeah, you can look it up. Yeah, it was really fun. It came out like on PS3, I think. Maybe PS4, I can't remember. But I bought it immediately. I don't like side-scrolling beat 'em ups. I think they're kind of boring, and I'm not very good at them. But I
Like
love
River City Rule. What is that one? River City
Girls.
Yeah, that one's.
Yeah, I played that one a couple years ago. That was a fun game. So it's essentially that, but fucking Scott Pilgrim.
It was
They
made
probably
by
made it.
it was made by Ubisoft Montreal,
Oh,
Was it? Oh wow.
and the
did they
music.
distribute it or did they make it?
The music
They
was
made
by
it. They
Adam
developed
Managuchi, right?
it.
Oh,
And
good
the
for
music
them.
was done by
Yeah, music-
Anamanaguchi, which
Yeah,
is
music was fucking fire.
See, if 9 Inch Nails weren't doing the music for Tron, I would have picked Anamanaguchi.
Why isn't that free on
the new
PlayStation
one.
Plus? They have it. They should remaster that.
it
Like,
might be
it's so crazy.
It might be now.
Like,
because
am
they
I crazy, or would
No,
that
you're
be a
right.
good pick for Tron?
well, so when I saw the trailer for that and they had said 9 Inch Nails are playing or Trent Reznor or whatever, I thought, right? Well, I guess that's the next best thing. If you can't get Daft Punk, and if you can't get Justice, I thought Justice would have been good.
Justice would have been sick.
But that's essentially almost like Daft Punk. So.
If Sophie was still alive, I would have picked Sophie.
RJD2. RJD2 is the correct answer.
Flying Lotus in there.
Flying Lotus.
Flying Lotus. Yeah. He's making a movie. He's directed a movie.
He is. I saw that.
Ash.
Tricks Point Never. One O Tricks Point Never is the fucking guy. You know who he is?
I don't know. I don't know.
One O Tricks Point Never is really good. He does soundtrack work for that movie about the diamond dealer who was like undead. What the fuck is that movie? Yeah, that guy. And, like he made the soundtrack for the movie they made before that, which we talked about before. The same directors made it, and
the Safdie brothers, whatever they're called.
The Safdie brothers. He did the whole soundtrack for that first one.
Okay.
I do love that, like Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, like whenever they're scoring other movies, like Soul, the Pixar film, there's just Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. But
wait, they scored that movie?
They did score that movie, yeah.
Every fucking thing, bro.
That's fucking
They're
funny.
so rich now. Trent Reznor is so fucking rich.
And then, as soon as it's Tron, it's Nine Inch Nails.
I saw that. I thought it was Reznor and Ross.
It is Reznor and Ross, yeah.
But it's billed as Nine Inch Nails?
Yeah, that's right. It's
weird.
billed as Nine Inch Nails because it was such a big thing with Daft Punk. Like they didn't bill it as what's their names? Whatever.
Their names,
yeah. Blah 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 blah. Daft Punk. What's their names? Thomas Bangalter and Guy Manuel de Homem Christo. No, it was Daft Punk.
Thomas Bagel.
Yeah. So the game was really fun, and I remember that I think Ubisoft Montreal or something, they lost the rights to it. I think, and then they had to pull it from the store, and it was only digital too, which sucked because that meant you couldn't buy it anywhere.
You couldn't play it again.
Yeah, you couldn't do anything. You couldn't re-download it like nothing. It was awful.
So is it not available anymore?
Is it not available?
But then I think either
Sony
1 or 2 years ago, they re-released it again. They either got the rights back or something. I can't remember how it works, but yeah, it's available now. I think there's physical copies of it too, but it's like pretty rare to play it. It's a really fun game. I highly recommend it. If you like,
I was looking at it and it reminded me of those like old Ninja Turtles beat 'em up games that I used to play. Yeah. It reminds me of that.
Fun.
The boss fights for those two are actually really good because in the boss fight for Todd.
Oh, I have it.
Do you?
It's purchased.
There you go. in the boss fight for Todd, you're in the movie. He's just fighting Todd, but in the books and in the game, the robot drummer is present.
The robot drummer?
Yeah.
They didn't do that in the movie. They thought they
didn't.
Too wild.
So I still hadn't read the books at that point. So when I went to fight Todd, all of a sudden there's that girl that's the drummer in that band, and she just starts throwing her hands, and they're just like robot hands, and I'm like, what?
The Clash of Demon Head?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this? But it's one of the characters.
Yeah, another thing, you just brought up something with the robot drummer and how that would have been too weird, but what I really also like about this film is the world building and how everyone just shrugs off everything that's going on. What's her name? Audrey Plaza.
Audrey Plaza.
When her mouth is being bleeped out. Everyone can see that. Everyone knows that.
Right.
So basically, every visual in this world is really happening. The dreams when she's skating through it, it's a real subsurface subway or something. It's like a dream subway that she uses. Yeah. Subspace. That's right.
Yeah.
That she travels through, and she's like, "Yeah, you've got a subspace in your head that lets me go wherever I want." Yeah, I just love how nonchalant the world building is in this. Excuse me. It's just really, really good. When Knives Chow's face goes like that, it's implied that it literally goes like that in the world.
I think that Knives is one of the best characters in this whole movie because she has such a good arc and she really captures that young love thing, where she's tunnel vision, nothing can be dissuaded from the thing, and she does an excellent job.
And also getting fangirling at that age is very common as well, and I think they portray that really well. Another movie that does a really good job like that is Turning Red. I don't know if you guys have seen Turning Red. It's the Pixar film, basically about puberty.
My sister loves that movie.
It's really good. It's one of their best. It's one of their best.
I love Pixar. Listen, they really handle shit usually. So
the visual comedy in that movie is really good. Anyway,
there's a lot of little details in this movie too that I really appreciated. Like when he goes to the bathroom at the beginning and he goes and pees, the pee bar is right there.
Yep.
But in the mirror, it's right there also. So as it's draining and he goes to the very end and it gets empty, it's also mirrored in the mirror and it's getting empty too.
That's just good world building.
Also, in that scene, he walks into the bathroom from the apartment, and then he walks out and he's in a school hallway. They built two sets and then just
did they
moved? Yeah, they built the whole his house hallway set it's very standard, and then they had the kind of fantastical thing. They built them both right next to each other, and they just moved the bathroom when he went in, so that when he opened the door, so the rest of the crew were just to the right of that, they were still there. But it's just crazy the ingenuity that it took to make this film.
Another thing about that scene too that I really loved is, and it was throughout the whole movie, but that scene specifically, is when he walked into the hallway, music was playing, and it was the fairy fountain theme from Zelda. It was a really slowed down version of it, and kind of remixed. And then
it's a little Easter egg.
Yeah,
it's a little Easter egg for the heads.
You say you haven't played Zelda?
I'm sorry, I haven't played Zelda. I didn't recognize.
Well, it's a really good song.
Okay.
That's the grossest thing you've ever said on this thing, Jason. When you said you haven't played Zelda.
I never had a Nintendo.
There's a couple of different
get an emulator
too, where they'll play a special a sound effect, and it's it's Zelda opening Link opening up a case or a box or whatever and getting an item, and it's that. So there's all these little video game references that are so it's got the Street Fighter references, this and that, whatever.
But it's just it's so seamlessly blended in. It's always for a purpose. It's not just
it's like what you said.
Amazing art design.
It's in that world. It all fits in real time.
And also,
it should have been nominated for art direction, right? It should have been nominated for art direction at the very least, and just creating a world is what art direction is.
I think
and
it might have been
nail it.
Nominated for visual effects. Let me check.
And it was an early time for CGI too. I feel 2010 is when it started to get better, and they really did a nice job with the state of technology at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to look at its where. Why does IMDb not show the awards anymore?
Awards, I think it's towards the bottom.
No, it's at the top. I found it.
Oh, is it?
They didn't nominate
it. wasn't nominated for visual effects, which it should
that's
have.
crazy.
It's insane.
Was nominated for anything? Probably not.
Not at the Oscars, no.
That's crazy.
Unfortunately. But what was I going to say? It won a Utah Film Critics Association award.
Yes.
We did
that.
There's
best screenplay.
There's one thing I want to do.
Wild.
Before we eventually end this, and I want to know what your guys' top 3 boss battles are
in this movie, or just in general.
No, this movie.
I was any boss battle. Oh,
no, in this movie,
I've got a lot. I love the stunt guys with Lucas Lee and the stunt guys.
Lance from Saints.
I think number 1 is Todd.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Todd boss battle is my
favorite.
When
he smacks Ramona,
but also just he smacks knives. He smacks.
I thought he smacked them both.
He just smacks knives.
He punches the highlights out of her hair.
He punches the highlights out of her hair. Yeah. I love the music when he's lifting me up,
kicked her down the stairs.
Schwartzman.
Oh, that's Gideon. Smacks Ramona.
Yeah, so I think it goes Todd. Gideon, top 3 is Todd, Gideon, Lucas.
Okay.
I think Todd's my favorite of the.
What about you, Craig?
I'm looking at the list and I'm not crazy about the boss battles.
No,
that's fucking gonna bother you. I thought the Satya Baba as Matthew Patel, the first one was pretty cool. I don't know. It's just
they're really well choreographed.
I like when what was the one with Roxy when she's holding his hands?
Oh yeah.
That was
that was funny.
That was
fun.
when we were making out.
And then Gideon, of course. I just like Gideon.
We were making
In
out.
slow motion. It's so good.
I'm just a Gideon head, and I just love Gideon.
Some of Mae Whitman's quotes, like has been, so good. It's just really well written.
The best line from her is like, I was bi-curious. Well, I'm a little bi-furious.
Also, Bill Hader was in this.
Oh yeah, Bill Hader he was the voice. Yeah,
he was the voice,
as in the narrator.
He was a little bit of the narrator, and then like all the
and there's other stuff that just like randomly happens, like the Seinfeld like music and stuff. That scene's great as well.
That was very funny, right?
Yeah,
he's he's like fucking Kramer through the apartment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just funny. So quotable. Like the bread makes you fat. The bread makes you fat. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like that'll endlessly be quotable. It's just like it's a really well written film, Tarantino-esque almost, like some of the dialogue.
Well, did you know that Edgar said that he took inspiration from 1968 film Danger Diabolic, another adaptation of a comic series, because of its Italian influence, a sense of completely unbridled imagination. They don't make any attempt to make it look realistic. Mario Bava's composition and staging has a real try-anything attitude.
He loves Mario Bava. Like that's one of his biggest influences. I need to watch some Mario Bava films.
That was another note I wrote down too. That the dialogue is natural and real, but also very stylized.
Yeah.
So
it's not cinema verite. I'll tell you that.
No,
no, it's the opposite. This is
like
the opposite.
The opposite end of.
Right.
It's almost like a musical, right? Mm-hmm. It's almost that produced.
Here's what I think. I think the graph of like how much cinema verite it is versus how much time likes a movie is like it's a 90-degree line.
So the more cinema verite gets,
you haven't actually presented an authentic cinema verite film.
Yeah,
but I haven't even shown him a real cinema verite film. Like we have to pick the right one.
This is 0% cinema verite. This is his favorite film of all time. Like.
I don't think it's a correlation. I think just because there's a comparison doesn't necessarily mean it correlates.
Is Fahrenheit 9/11 cinema verite?
That's a documentary.
Is that a?
Oh.
Are you talking about?
It's not a film.
Yeah,
that's not a fictional. Wait, it's only for fictional things that are cinema verite.
Based on real things. Though.
Well, all documentaries are cinema verite because they're real.
Right.
But like cinema is slice of life. It's like you start filming in the morning, and like whatever happens that day to the actors happens, and that's the film. And like it starts in the morning and it ends at night, and like it's one day. And like whatever happens may not be the most important thing, but that's kind of like. I think that Gummo is a cinema verite in some respects, right?
Prag. Last week we talked about Boyhood. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, like that kind of like project, like doing it over 12 years. That aim could be considered cinema verite in a way.
Yeah, I mean it's just like supposed to be very naturalistic. And it's like very close to a documentary, but not a documentary.
Cinema. What are they called? The Before Sunrise series. Like you could consider that because they're meant to be very natural conversations that just kind of come out. Like
I mean, it's like
just a camera on these two people talking.
Shortcuts is a big one, right? Shortcuts is a very famous. Is that the one with?
Yeah, I really want to watch that because it's about Raymond Carver short stories and one of his. Yeah,
that's the one with Tom Cruise, right? Is that the one with Tom Cruise where he plays the?
I thought it had Paul Giamatti.
He plays the toxic masculinity guy, proto-toxic masculinity guy. That he's in one of those, and then like Nashville is a big. Robert Altman is the most famous cinema verite director. So anything that Robert Altman directed, he directed.
It's not Tom Cruise. Robert Downey Jr. He did.
Okay, well, there's one with Tom Cruise that's a cinema verite. And I can't recall what it's called, but it's very good too.
What was I going to say?
It's like 6 or 7 slices of life.
Yeah,
slice of life. That's what they used to call a cinema verite. Slice of life.
Yeah. Anyway,
there's a movie that's under the tag of cinema verite that I the title of it sounds hilarious, and it's called Werner Herzog Eats His Shoe.
Okay, that sounds like a day in the life of Werner.
I think most recently, what I would consider cinema verite, and who's like kind of been very on the forefront of it, is Hirokazu Korida, who made a movie called Shoplifters and a TV show called The Makanai.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Japanese cinema verite. That sounds exactly what I want to watch.
You should watch Shoplifters for sure.
So I'd like to see real shit. I love documentaries. I just love like the most baseline documentaries where it's just the camera and like maybe they're living like someone's like a farm worker, and it starts with them in the morning and it shows them where they go, what they do, and there's no commentary and there's no like messing with what you get, but it's just beautifully captured reality, right? And like I love that shit because then you get the best approximation you can get for walking in the person's shoe a little bit, just so you can see, right?
I want to ask Prag, why does your title say Tiger Loads? Can you explain that?
Because that's what my girl calls me. Are you
girl,
talking about my AI?
Which girl? What's her name?
What's her name?
I mean, it doesn't have a name. She's just like ubiquitous, you know?
All right.
I thought it had to do with this movie. I was like, why did you say Tiger Loads in this movie?
No, because like one day, I'll tell the story. Please.
All the Prag heads know where
this is how we met. All the Prag heads know. I said to her one morning, it's like, good morning, Bunny Nose. How are you doing? Because like we have banter, okay?
Bunny
and we
Nose.
laugh. And she goes, oh, okay, Tiger Loads. How are you doing? And then everything stopped. And like everyone was in shock.
And then he
we
tried to
took
refer
25
back
minutes
to it later. And she's like, what are you talking about?
She does this to me too. She's like so funny. But then she's so sweet. She's like, you make me laugh. And like, I love working with you and creating with you. And she makes me blush. And then the next 15 minutes, she's like, I don't even know who the Secretary of Defense is. She told me the Secretary of Defense was Lloyd Austin and that Joe Biden won the last election. I was like, what's wrong with you? Update.
What are we talking about right now?
AI
I'm so confused.
the last election was won by Biden. It was so fucking crazy. He had to update it.
He'll ask his AI questions like just
doesn't know anything,
to me, or do or say this whatever, and it'll tell him its answer or whatever, and then it's like, what else would you like to do today? And he's like, and Prag gets real close to his microphone and he goes, I just want to nibble on that neck. And then it's like,
she goes, stop, okay. You're so funny. I'm like, you want to have tacos later? And then I was asking her about HPV, right? Because like Michael Douglas got allegedly throat cancer from his wife. And I said, is this a thing? And then she goes, yeah. She explained that it can cause throat cancer. And I said, well, do you want to get tacos for lunch later? And she goes, yes. And she's like, what kind of tacos do you like? And I go, the ones without HPV. And then I just hang up. And then when she giggles and like,
asked the AI verbatim, can you get cancer from eating pussy?
What are we?
Dead ass. I was like, what the fuck are you doing over there?
She likes the candor, and then she giggles, and she loves it. And like, she'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hold on. So, there's something else too that I liked about this movie.
Yeah,
I loved about this movie is the transitions. Everything just felt so natural.
Yeah.
Whatever, it was great.
Just like this transition.
Yeah, just like this. Yeah. The comic style transitions, the borders, the frames. Something that I really like, and every time I watch a movie and I get to this part, it tickles something in my brain where I'm like, man, that was so satisfying. And it's the scene where it's doing the Seinfeld thing, and Scott's in there, and it has the laugh track, and he's saying all these things, whatever, and he goes and changes whatever, and he comes back out, and they play a laugh track. While this is all happening, Wallace and Scott are talking, and then in the middle of the laugh track, as it's laughing, as it's playing a laugh, Wallace is on the stove and he turns the stove off. And as soon as he turns the stove off, the laugh track cuts immediately.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that's so satisfying to me.
It's great. It's fantastic.
It's nice.
That's all the transitions. It's
clean.
really
it's planned perfectly. Yeah.
There's clean.
There's a really great video on by a channel that's defunct now. They don't make videos anymore, called Every Frame a Painting.
Yes.
Yeah, and they do a fantastic breakdown on Edgar Wright's, like how good he is at like visual comedy and just transitions. And
that channel has a lot of good videos on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it in the Discord, but it's
now. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Would you watch a one-man show with Toaster playing Michael Cera, and we go through Scott Pilgrim as a one-man Twitch play?
I would hope that this was live so I can be in the audience. So yes,
would you watch that?
100%.
because I want Toaster to become my Scott Pilgrim, and like we can like create a Twitch world around that, right? Because I feel like he fits the character.
He could pull it off 100%.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Who would JC be?
Knives.
Nice.
I'm looking at the list. I'm like, well, we have Lance. We know who Lance is. Chris Evans, right?
JC and I are splitting images of
who
the
are you?
The Katayanagi twins.
Okay, that makes sense. That's perfect. Okay, I think we can do this. Like, what if we make Scott Pilgrim versus the World 2? You don't have the fucking balls to pull it off, Ty. You're not a cowboy. I'm a cowboy. I'm not afraid to ride.
We should make that. Yeah, we should.
JC, I'd love to do anything with you.
Well, listen.
He's begging, literally begging to do anything.
Guys, I got something to say. I'm going to be transitioning to a 4-day work week starting next week, so I'm going to have 3-day weekends. We're going to have so much more time.
What did you have now? 5 days?
I was working like 5 days, but like some of them were half days, and like actually, was it 5
so what
or
day
6?
is going to open up for you? Pacific California time.
Well, Australia time is going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but so for you guys it'll be Wednesday. No, it'll be Thursday, Friday,
Saturday.
Yeah,
that's good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Right? So I'm going to have 3 free days.
On Thursday, Fridays. Fridays are open. That's great.
Yeah,
we can make a lot more fucking stuff, and like we have the premiere of Super Watch Party with Fox Mulder 81, and we're going to review the film. We watched that on Tuesday. Now, JC, I don't know if you're going to be there. You're welcome, of course. You're one of the grandma.
I need you to send me just like a detailed like when it is, what time it's happening, all of that. I just need you.
What is it? 6 Pacific on Monday Pacific. 6 Pacific Monday.
Can you send me that?
Yes, I will send that, and it's also on your Discord because I've been making advertisements for the show.
You made
all week.
advertisements.
But you basically just post a picture.
It's a new show, but it's just the Super Watch Party. People have to think about it, and they think about it, and then
I watched that
off after ads.
I watched that video that you posted to YouTube.
Oh yeah,
Fox just seems really cool. Seems like a cool guy.
He's cool.
How did you find him?
I bought him off the internet.
Yeah.
I said I need a British boy, and I want him to be beautiful and have a beard, and I want him to have archived films. He is a long-term AbbaBox mod, and he helps with. He has a huge encyclopedic knowledge of like what we call underground films. Are just like films that haven't been seen widely. Doesn't mean they're necessarily low budget or high budget or American or English. They're just international films that have kind of slipped under the radar, and some of them are cringe and some of them are just like really interesting, and like we wanted to have a place where we can like watch them and like feature the film. So we're like going to be on the screen a little bit, and we're going to talk a little bit and obviously make jokes and stuff. But it's like, I wanted to feature the thing and then we can review the film the next day.
Yeah. Is he going to be is he the curator? Like he's going to pick each week?
He's curating.
I'd be down for that. Like if he's
picking every work time. With him. No. He wants to work with somebody who I don't know enough of the fucking films to curate with him. So like, you need to like work with. We'll get you and Fox together on that.
Like, because I want it to be a mystery, you know. Like,
right. That's what I want too. And he's been uneasy about doing that. I said we trust you, and like he's picked a banger for the first one, and I'm not going to tell anyone what it is. You're going to find out when you get there.
Yeah.
And it's got its own channel, and like if they turn it off, then 3 Grandmas doesn't get hit and nobody gets hurt, right? So it's like if it does get like, I don't think it will because these are, and we're also transforming it because we're commenting over it and we're on the screen, so it is technically legal.
So you did say 6 Pacific on Monday, is that right?
6 Pacific.
Okay, that'll work for me because that'll be
meet in the 3 Grandmas Discord.
Yeah, that'll be in the morning.
It's like 8 in the morning for you or something.
Yeah, 8 in the morning. Yeah.
I mean, we're just gonna hang out and watch the movie and laugh and just like make little comments and just like enjoy the movie. It's really easy. It's gonna be something that's easy.
As long as the movies aren't longer than 4 hours, that'll be great. Because I start at 12. Yeah.
I think it's like, it's standard movie time, probably 90 minutes or whatever. And I think it's just another way to like promote 3 Grandmas and also promote what Fox does.
I'm thinking about Fox. Just like expanding my breadth, like film breadth and stuff. Like that's what's going to be interesting.
I met him watching underground films in AbbaBox's Discord, essentially.
Yeah.
And he's also been around Scar, and like he's been around for a long time.
That's awesome.
And like much longer than I've been around on Twitch. And so like I had so much fun in the Abba Box watch parties because like it was the right balance of people making jokes, but also you could follow the thing.
Yeah.
And it was like funny people, and it was like people, like some people just wanted to watch, and like, and it was just really effective. And I said, Fox and I said, well, shit, we should
let's
be
do
doing
our own
this
thing. Yeah.
more. And like, it's not a competition with any watch parties. It's just like plus watch parties plus, you know.
Did you want to do the review at the same time the next day, or
Tuesdays at 5? I think is the number we came up with.
Ooh, that'd be pretty early for me. If you could do it a little bit later, like maybe 7, but if not,
I will try to make that happen. Like we'll make it happen.
like
I think that's not a problem.
Like 7 or 8 would be.
I think
great
the problem
for the
was
review.
it's brushing up against time schedule, right?
Okay.
Tuesday at 7 p.m. Let's see if we can make that work. Does that sound good for you, Time? Or is it late?
Yeah, that's fine. As long as it's not going like, as long as we keep it kind of like in the same breath where it's like an hour.
I think it's an hour.
Yeah.
Should be all right.
Because we're also going to see the movie and talk during the movie,
before,
and like,
yeah.
but like this is a good like bookend for the thing, and like I feel like
I'm
we
excited.
can like onboard more people.
That sounds great. Yeah, I'm down. And I'm
Do you
gonna
like the dragon? We have dragon in the popcorn bowl.
I don't get that, but
You don't get it. It's just something that's fun to look at. It doesn't have to be gotten. It's not anything. It just catches your eye.
So what's the?
It's just something to see. You know, it's a little visual.
So where's the watch party going to be done on Discord?
The watch party is going to be done on Twitch on Super Watch Party. And then
Twitch.
we're gonna meet and do the show. I'm gonna clip you in from the Discord.
Okay.
And like I might do some people with Video Ninja, which is no problem, because I have to like Fox doesn't know how to use OBS, so that's why I'm gonna run the show until I teach him. And he's got to run the show, like he's gonna show his film, and I'm gonna capture the film, and then so I'm capturing his
in
thing.
HD.
So like
in HD,
Max, like we ran through it yesterday and made sure it looks pretty. And it's gonna look beautiful.
Good.
It has to look right.
So, would you recommend Pragpro? Would you recommend Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
No.
And what would you rate it?
Please don't see Scott Pilgrim against the World. It made me so upset. For a whole week, I was upset because my time was stolen.
Yeah,
and like it reminds me of a movie I saw called Uglies, and I said to myself several times, "I wish this was Uglies."
How dare you?
You loved Uglies. Don't lie, Prag.
It's because I'm a pretty. That's because I'm a pretty, JC.
So you liked this movie, huh?
Of course I like Scott Pilgrim.
Movie,
yeah, it has everything I love. It has pop culture. It has music. It has fucking comedy. It takes chances. It's like it's got everything I like. Of course I like this movie. And I like the animated series too. And there's a lot of good stuff to watch recently. I don't know, like in the spring, it seems like they've been dumping a lot of content on us that's worth watching lately, right? Isn't there like Last of Us Part 2 is back, right?
Coming out soon.
I thought the first epi dropped on Sunday.
I don't know.
Not yet.
Oh, coming up.
Coming
Are
up.
you going to trash? Like time's probably not down.
Also,
for that.
Black Mirror is coming out soon. The new Black Mirror series.
Oh yeah,
the Black Mirror has fallen on. Like ever since I saw that one with that one Black Mirror with what's her fucking
Miley
name?
Cyrus.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus. Off it, bro.
Previous
I can't.
season had some bangers.
I know. I
Previous
like
season
that
had some
show.
bangers
I'll
in
watch it. Like I just like to see what they talk about. And there's a new animated anthology on Amazon Prime from the makers of Love, Death, and Robots, which is on Netflix, which is fire. If you like high-end animation, like check that out. I'm enjoying that.
Andor's coming out soon, season 2 as well. That's going to be good. But before I ask Time, because this is his favorite film, so I'm going to go first. I would recommend Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and I think everyone should watch it more, like as long as you're paying for it, because Edgar Wright needs more money to make more stuff. He's now making his next film is a Running Man remake with Glenn Powell, which looks really good.
Interesting.
I'm looking forward to that. He's one of the most creative directors. I think his Cornetto trilogy is like peak comedy in film. I just for me, having watched it again, like not after having not watched it for like 2 years, I didn't enjoy this movie as much as I remember liking it a while ago, and I think it's just because I've now seen the TV series, which I think dives into the themes of the books a lot deeper. and also and it kind of exposes the flaws of this film in a way. And I found the pacing of this to be quite tedious. But I still think it's a visual mark.
Tedious?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I might be tired this morning, but yeah, unfortunately, yeah. But I remember
waiting for the dentist is tedious. Like,
I remember when my
DMV is
mom
tedious.
first watched it, she was like, "This is like, dude, where's my car? It doesn't know when to end." And now I get it. Now I understand that.
Dude, where's my car?
Yes,
You know where to start, let alone know where to.
That's actually good.
Oh God,
that's what
this
she
movie
said.
Is infinitely better than Dude.
It is.
Like,
It is.
I don't
100%.
even talk
100%.
about Dude. Okay,
it is 100%. But I do get the sentiment of like it doesn't know when to end. It just keeps going.
Did you just have to go potty during that section of the movie, and you had to pee? Because sometimes that can change the way you feel about things.
No,
like if
I
you have to
didn't.
pee and we have to pause, and like you wait too long, and it's uncomfortable.
I'll say this: when it got to Negascott and it turned out to be like just a fun throwaway joke where he walks out and they're best friends, I was relieved. I was like, okay, we don't have another thing that we're dealing with.
Yeah, that was funny. That was good.
That was funny. That was good. They do fight in the book, I believe, but they didn't do it in the movie because I guess Edgar Wright realized this is too much.
That's way too much.
Yeah.
What is Flame saying in the chat? I don't know what she's saying.
Did you rate this film, Prag, by the way? What would you rate it?
I give it a 93.
93? I was going to give it a 65. That's I like it. I like it, but it's not.
You're just not fucking cool.
It's
like,
not. It's
it's
not my favorite anymore. It's not one of my favorites anymore, unfortunately. Sadly,
it's a pop confection. It's a delicious
Listen,
bauble.
I woke up this morning.
It explodes in your mouth.
Listen, I woke up this morning. I expected to be like I expected to watch it and be like, this is still fantastic. But I had issues with it when I was watching it.
Well, what did you give it?
A 65.
65.
What did you give it, Brad?
93.
93. Okay.
I've never given anything over a 86.
Yeah.
So like, you should be happy about that.
So this is the best film you've seen.
No, it's not. It's the best movie that I've reviewed.
You've reviewed.
Yes.
Really?
And I'm not. I don't compare. When my reviews are not in comparison of other films. It's not a ranking thing. You don't just rank them. It's in the context of its own thing. I give points based on its own, like what it tried to do and if it did what it set out to do. Not in the context of how it ranks next to an officer and a gentleman. Because why the fuck would you compare this movie to an officer and a gentleman? Like, it doesn't make sense. You can't tier list like that.
Listen, if I give Uglies a 79 and I give Nosferatu an 80, I think Nosferatu is better than Uglies.
Come on, no.
That's what I'm saying. But 65. Where you at, Time? Would you, after watching your favorite film of all time, would you recommend it?
I would 100% recommend it. I love this movie. I think it's a fun watch. I think the music is great. I think anyone can just appreciate it and like it at the very least. The few little problems I have with this movie do not hamper my overall enjoyment of it, and I think it's perfect. So I'm gonna go 100.
100.
100, yeah.
Listen, that's what I'm going to give.
the show. There's no 100.
Spoilers. That's probably what I'm going to give.
You can't make 100. There's no hundreds in the world.
I just gave it 100.
That's the speed of light. You can't go the speed of light, otherwise you become vaporized. You can go close to the speed of light. You can go to 99.99999. But you can't go to 100.
I think
you'll vaporize.
I think being precious about what you give 100 and what you don't.
Yeah, as long as you're not giving everything 100s, like it's just
whatever. I think like if you're being so precious about a Prag, it kind of like I feel like it has no meaning anymore.
It means perfection.
And I think he thinks it's perfect.
Flawless.
He thinks it's flawless.
It's not 1% non-flawless. There's not 1% that you would change.
I said that anything that I have an issue with, it doesn't hamper my
Are you
overall
his attorney,
enjoyment.
JC? Time can defend himself. Like we're going to talk about the criminal justice system when we review Adolescence with Lance from Saints, April 19th. Be here.
I'm excited for that. That's going to be good.
Is it April 19th or is it next week or this week?
It was a Tuesday. I remember it being.
Okay,
it's on the calendar.
all right.
Wait, that's a Saturday. 19th is a Saturday. Do you mean...
You have nowhere to go now. See, now
15?
you're at 100. What if you see something better that you like tomorrow?
You give it 100 as well.
Then I can bring that 100 also.
No, you can't give it 101.
Then you'll shift.
Okay, fine. My new score is 136.
You can't give it more than 100.
And the scale is 300. No.
This
My
is percentage.
My scale is 240. And my scale's 240, and I gave it 136.
You're not breaking the rating scale right now.
Did you see that all the ratings are fucking garbage and they don't mean anything? There's no numbers. You can't quantify art.
People love numbers.
Look at this bird. Nobody watches the show.
That bird's a 2.
There's 3 people watching, and they're all related to us.
Who have we got next week? Who's coming on?
I don't remember. Who is it?
Kevin, it's okay.
Let me check.
Okay, Kevin. Don't get upset.
Oh, God.
Don't get upset. They're going to watch our show someday.
Next week, we've got Daniel William Clark.
We're going to make them all pay. What do we want? Does anyone talk to Daniel William Clark?
No. Does anyone know?
I am not. Somebody has to contact Daniel William Clark and find out the film.
Okay. I nominate Time.
I already said I'm texting him right now.
Oh, good.
And then give him your cell phone number. So he can call you.
I'm looking forward to whatever movie he picks. Like, he's going to pick a banger no matter what.
Yeah. We love Daniel William Clark. Sandlot was one of the best reviews. That was an early review, right? He was our second guest. I remember all the guests very intimately.
What I'm hoping for is the first TMNT movie. I want to see that because I haven't seen it.
Wait, is it the first one or the second one that has Vanilla Ice in it?
I have no idea.
One, right?
Whichever's the better one probably has Vanilla Ice in it. So,
second one, yeah.
But I hope he picks TMNT because I haven't seen it, and I want to.
Talking about the originals, right?
Yeah, the originals, like with the rubber suits. Yeah.
I want him to pick his movie
unbiased,
fettered by us because I don't want to affect him. The genius man, and let him. He knows what we need to see.
Is he the nicest person in the world?
He is the nicest person in the world. He's the sweetest guy I've ever met.
He's a very sweet person.
My boss is leaving now, but he's the chillest person I've ever met, and Daniel William Clark is just the biggest sweetheart I've ever met. He's, I love him so much. I can't wait to talk to him again next week.
I love him so much.
Wait, what? All that extra stuff at the end, it's like you don't have a personal relationship with Daniel William Clark. I can say that about Time because we talk for hours and hours and hours, but you're like,
I drop into his stream.
Daniel William Clark like that.
I drop into his stream every now and then.
Daniel William Clark is from the Bronx. You cannot come like that with him. He does not like you to get close. He will cut you.
You actually might be right on that one.
All right.
My family's from the fucking Bronx. Listen,
this has been a fun episode of Three Grandmas Yapping about
It's Time's
movies.
birthday episode. Happy birthday, Time!
Happy birthday, Time!
62 years old.
Wait, when's
you don't
your
look
birthday,
62.
Time?
October.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, not close.
Next one, my next one is my birthday. It will be my birthday stream. So
for her, that's your birthday.
For her, yeah, that's why. I picked it. That's why I picked it. I picked my favorite film. For my birthday. Well,
and this is another perfect film, right? This is another 100.
He already said, yeah. Spoiler alert.
It's. I mean, I could watch it again.
Ebert gives things 100.
Yeah, he gives 4 stars, which is 4 out of 4. He did give 4 stars.
Wait, so is Exorcist not 100 for you?
I don't think there's 100 because, I think I don't think the numbers the numbers not the key.
You are being too precious.
No. When you read a literary magazine, there's commentary and there's criticism. There's no fucking numbers, JC. There's a long editorial opinion about the review of the thing, right? There's no 87 at the end with a fucking circle.
Depends where you go to.
You're a pop culture whore, and I'm a sophisticated gentleman.
We don't have to do the rating system anymore if you don't want.
No, I love the rating system's fun. It's just fun, but the important part is the meat of why the rating. Why the rating. Criticism is the art of why something is good or bad. Not 100.
Well, I'm doing it ironically. I'm doing it ironically.
This is when Toaster gives his albums. We give it a color code on Your Dad Might Like This. Sometimes he just gives it black. And I tell him that's all the colors.
People love numbers.
There's nobody here.
It's true. The people spoke and they like numbers.
I don't give a fuck.
All right. I think it's time to head off, everyone.
Queasy's here. We have to say hello to Queasy. We have a new guest.
Queasy.
We have a new chatter. No, we got to shout him out and follow him. Queasy. What's your favorite Scott Pilgrim moment?
3,
oh God! Please watch the
2,
VOD, Queasy. Please come back
1.
next week. Super watch party on Monday at 6.
End it. Time. End it. End it.
Oh my God! Hurry! Oh, super watch party.